Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 14 of the OntheLaulau podcast. I hope you are all doing well. I am back another week in a row, and I plan to keep it that way. And I had a little moment earlier, and I was like, holy fucking shit. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I've been feeling really excited about what I do on the internet. And it's absolutely fucking crazy because I've always wanted to post videos and make content. And I just want you to understand how much it took for me to get to this point. Because I used to have a YouTube channel, obviously, like most teenagers did. Like, I think I was 14 years old, okay? And I was in high school. It was like a makeup tutorial, get ready with me's and stuff. That channel is private. Maybe one day I'll do a reacting to those videos, but it's like very cringe, obviously. And I just remember for the longest time wanting to make vlogs and wanting to make content. And it took so much for me to just embody who I am fully for you guys. And I'm so grateful that I did. And today I kind of want to talk about your authentic self and how when you choose to embody who the fuck you are, you literally get everything. And it's a process. Obviously, I'm not saying like you'll wake up in a totally different reality. But first of all, life feels so much fucking better being who you are. And anyways, that's what I want to like go into. But I shared some videos. I shared some of my older YouTube videos on my story on Instagram a few days ago. And I used to have long black hair. If you're watching this on YouTube, just go watch my older videos. I don't look the same at all. And I posted my first ever video. I was 15 years old, fresh out of high school. I quit. I think it had been a few months after that. And I was like, I want to make videos to help you guys. And there's a video called How to Clean Your Life. I don't know what the fuck that's supposed to mean. But I can't believe I get to do this. Like, I'm so lucky that this is like my job. This is what I do. Like, I've been meeting a lot of new people recently and they're like, oh, what do you do? And I'm like, I make content on the internet. And like, oh my God. I make content on the internet and I sell my ebooks. Like, how fucking insane is that? And it always sounds too good to be true, the thing that you really want to do, but you really want to do it for a reason. You really want to do it because maybe you're really good at it. Oh yeah, but like it's not contributing to society. Fuck, what do you mean? I know that even if the things I talk about seems bleh, I know that even if the subjects that I talk about in my videos may seem like nothing to the ordinary person who doesn't understand what the fuck I'm talking about, I know because the comments that I'm getting from you guys, and there's so many comments and I can't reply to all of them. And I remember when like, oh my God, I got a comment, it's just crazy the way that things evolve. And I'm just so grateful. Like, honestly, at night, I can't sleep. I can't fall asleep because I'm thinking of all the things that I want to do, that I'm going to actualize for you guys. And I'm shitting bricks over here. Like, I'm just in complete awe. And lately, I don't know if it's truly because we're shifting dimension. I don't know what it is, okay? But I'll just be driving in my car and I just feel like fucking crying. I feel like crying because I feel like I'm gonna die, but I'm not going to. I feel like I have moments where I am in such awe for my existence in this physical reality, and there are so many flaws. There is so much suffering. There's so much darkness and shit. But I'm here. How am I actually here? Like, it's actually a miracle that I'm here and that I'm working in this divine orchestration that is infinite consciousness experiencing itself in human form. How is that even possible? I'm just in awe because I'm driving and I'm looking at all of the places that they look like old abandoned places. And you look at the road with all the construction and you're like, oh, fuck this, there's traffic. But no, I'm here. And it hit me recently that in the blink, oh my God, this is making me want to cry. It hit me in the blink of an eye. Like, I could be gone in a second. Like, every time I get in my car, I'm like, who knows if I'll make it to where I'm going. Obviously, I always put myself in a protective bubble of like, I'm always protected. Thank you so much. I always please bless your car when you get in it and bless everyone around you on the road. Like, please do that habit. Every time I get in my car, I'm like, thank you so much for bringing me to where I'm going. I love you so much. I talk to my car like she's a person. Her name's Betty, by the way. She's my first car ever. I'm appreciating my moments with her. I am appreciating my moments with her because I do plan on changing my car in the next upcoming months. But anyways, all this to say, please bliss, right? Because bless is be less. We already knew that. But bliss your experience before you start driving a car, because within a second you could get hit. You never know. So I've just been having those little moments of like, I love this world so much. And even if it's hard, the money, the financial scarcity, people are suffering, yeah, but like, it's still so beautiful when you look at it. There are still so many beautiful aspects. And I find that when you go through your awakening period, you're just so stuck at looking at everything that's negative, right? Everything that's heavy. Oh my God, the conspiracies are true. This is too much. I don't want to be here. Maybe I shouldn't even be alive. Like, I promise we've all had those thoughts. If you haven't, good for you. But I know a lot of people who have gone down the rabbit hole and they almost cannot come out of it because it's so dark. Why would I even be alive? Why would I pursue anything? Why would I be happy? And I have this friend of mine who went down kind of a tough path, and I don't know if that person's going to get out of it. I haven't talked to them in a while, but I'm hearing that it's not going really well. And I just want to tell you, if you know everything that you know, please don't forget to enjoy your life as well, because it is an immense gift. And maybe even if you don't want to be here, you can't find anything positive, everything that you want feels out of reach, and you feel like you'll never be worthy of it or you'll never obtain it, I promise you it is not true. And that is your mind being stuck to the lower frequency energies that are floating through your body, which are energies. And then, anyways, so I've been having moments where I'm driving and I'm like, oh my God, like if I wasn't alive anymore, that would suck. Like, I love going into my house and seeing my parents there, like, oh my God, my parents are alive. And I have such an amazing relationship with my brother. And oh my God, my cat is here and all of my things are here. And like, how is it even possible that I have all these things that are mine temporarily, but I feel so grateful for it? Like, I don't know. It's just, it doesn't feel like I'm going to die, but it feels like it's so precious to me, even more than before. And I realize that when you look at life this way, there really isn't anything left to obtain. Like, yeah, it's nice to get a new car. Yeah, it's nice to get the dream house and stuff, but it's also nice to struggle. Because that's the illusion of contrast. It's the illusion of thinking that while you're experiencing lack, that you don't have the abundance, but you actually have the abundance. You've just been experiencing the contrast of abundance. And there's nothing wrong with that. And you can free yourself from it at every moment. But because this physical reality feels so fucking real, we get caught up into it. We latch onto things. Like, I'm not saying that it's not, I'm not saying that it's not hard down here, okay? But I don't know, man. I've just been in such appreciation of life, because I would be sad tomorrow morning if I didn't wake up, you know? Like, I just made myself a matcha in a mug that I like. I just had breakfast. I have AC. Like, there's so many things I'm so grateful for that I appreciate, that I know I've taken for granted. And now I just feel like being present. Like, wow, this is so fun. And I truly believe it's because energetically, like, it's shifting, right? Because we're putting on our love lenses back on. I am honestly just so grateful for the way things have happened in my life, even if sometimes things happen, you don't understand why, even if you feel like you're in a loop and nothing ever changes. I'm so fucking grateful. And I'm just really in a phase of detaching. Like, okay, you might want these things. You might be like visualizing these things. I'm excited to experience these things, but you're currently experiencing so much already. Because think about it for a second. What if, like, this always plays in my mind. What if, like, at midnight, you're done. You're done. It's over. What if it's over? What if, well, I just want it to be over? No, 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 no. That's your ego that's experiencing suffering, and that thinks that ending it would make it so much better. But you can't. You're here. You're here to experience that suffering and physical time, because you can transcend it back into love. And I know it's the hardest fucking thing to do. Like, I really don't want you to think that I'm just like, life is so good. What the fuck do you mean? You're suffering? Why? No, that's not what I mean. But it's just, I promise you, I feel like people glorify that once you transition back into the non-physical, everything's going to be good. How do you know? How do you know that you're not going to experience even more suffering for the things you didn't fully feel here on the other side? How do you know that you're going to be freed from your pain? How do you know that? So I've had thoughts in my life where I was like, well, maybe I don't want to be here anymore. Maybe there's no point. Maybe this. I remember those are very dark thoughts to have, and I'm not making this episode about that. But I just want you to know that you can't. You just can't. I have a neighbor, and she's almost 90 years old. She didn't have kids. She didn't get married. She's on her own. Like, me and my parents and my brother, we are her family. And she has said multiple times very openly, like, I've thought about taking myself out. But she can't, because she knows that that is not up to her. It's up to God. And I know a lot of people do not believe in God anymore. And I do have a friend who is atheist. And I was having a conversation with another one of my friends, and I was like, I do believe if, like, I'm sending you all the love, I'm not saying anything to trigger you, but I do believe if you're atheist to a certain point, there is suffering that comes with that, because how can you not believe in God? And when I'm talking about God, I'm not talking about the physical representation of it, like Jesus Christ or stuff like that. Like, I'm not saying that it doesn't, I'm not saying that that is not all real, but I'm saying, how can you not believe that there is a creator of all that is? And it's not better than you, it's not superior to you, but it is unconditional love. It is loving, it is willing, it wants to for you. It always says yes. Like, I feel like those who are disconnected from God might experience a bit more suffering, because like what happens if you don't believe in God? I don't know, because I've always believed. But I'm not trying to get into this conversation. I'm just saying, like, shit, life is so good even when it's bad. And I just realized, like, I'm tired of looking at the things that I don't have, you know? And I really feel that we exist in a world where, like, that's all we have to look at. Like, oh my God, look at everyone on social media having so much fun. Oh my God, look at this person. Their life is so much better than mine. Oh my God, please, if you're having those thoughts, like, turn it off. Turn it off. Turn it off. I'm not trying to brag or anything like that, but I am growing pretty fast on social media. And it's not a bragging to me. It's just like, I'm always so impressed that by being myself, like, there's so many people who enjoy watching my stuff, because, you know, I did a lot of inner work, and I realized that obviously we all think we're unworthy to a certain extent within our bodies, within our minds, from past experiences and whatever. And I guess, like, it's just, I was always used to being like an outcast, or like I was a part of the crowd, but like not really. Like, I kind of stood out a bit, you know? And I just feel like my ego wants such validation from the people who tried to make me feel small, or like it's not good, or be quiet, don't do this. And in reality, everything you're always experiencing is a reflection of your subconscious mind. So if you encounter people that tell you, like, oh yeah, this isn't good, it's because you might have a belief within yourself that you think this isn't good. It's not because it is not good, it is a belief. It's programming. When you look at the Matrix movie and you understand, okay, maybe go with like the computer analogy, like, right, it's programming, it's wiring. I found it very helpful to understand how the fuck my mind works and how reality works. It's like a computer. You have programming, and it's not because you think you're not good that it's true. The only thing that makes it true is your belief. Okay? It's not true. It goes for the same thing as like people who want to make money doing something that they love. Well, they have the belief that they can. Therefore, it's true. But it's not, because it's not true, because there's an alternate parallel reality where they're doing it. So it's just, when I realized that, and I realized, oh my God, I'm tapping into the reality where I'm existing in lack, I'm not doing what I love. Who do I need to become? Who do I need to become to do the things that I love? So that's really where I went through a shift last August, when I woke up on a morning at 6 a.m. and I was like, oh my God, I have an idea to write an ebook. Do I do it? Oh my God, I could totally do it. It was an idea that was somewhat challenging, but that was so attractive to me. I was like, I can do this. And I think it took me like 3 or 4 days to make it happen. It was out, and I started getting assisted by God, because for a while I didn't have any money coming in. So I was like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. And I never really panicked. I did panic a bit, but eventually, like, you just surrender and the idea shows up, and you just have to act on it. Because it's funny, the first guy that I ever dated, I had told him, like, I'm going to write so many not ebooks, you know, I didn't know they would be digital, but I was like, I'm going to write so many books. Like, and I remember just like falling on a screenshot of a conversation like a year ago. I was like, oh my fucking God, I've wanted to do this for like 4 years and I haven't done anything about it. Like, that's why people are always asking me, like, what do you think my thing is? What is my purpose? What can I do? A lot of people don't know, because they're like, I don't know what I like. But what I realized, and hopefully this can help you in some way, what I realized is I was looking way too far ahead. I was looking way too deep. Like, I had the answer the whole time, but I discontinued it. So I do believe that some people, maybe you don't know what you like. But if you don't know what you like, you have to go out and find it. You don't have to look for it like, oh my God, I'm looking for something to complete me. But go explore, go play. Like I said, this life is a gift, and you have the freedom to explore and to play. And I promise you, if you follow your inner guidance of things, like lately, my inner guidance has been saying like, do YouTube. It's because I'm genuinely, I promise I can't sleep at night because I have so many ideas and I'm like, oh my God, I need to do these now. I'm like, no, I need to sleep now. But oh my God, I have so many ideas. I can do this. I can do this, because it's like, that's my genuine passion, creating content. And I feel like the ideas and the messages that I speak are not mine. I truly feel like I don't know, I'm channeling something. I'm welcoming something that needs to be said in my own words. And when you discontinue yourself and your worth, you are receiving messages and insights and things of what mankind needs right now, in whichever way it's presented, because you are so unique and you have abilities. Like, I have an ability that someone else won't have. It doesn't make me better or them less good. None of that. But it's just, if you don't act on the insight that you're receiving and you actualize it, people need it. You receive the idea for a fucking reason. But I truly believe like it's never too late to do what you really want to do, or to actualize an idea that you might have gone a long time ago. It took me like 4 years. It took me fucking 4 years to realize that this is like, yeah, maybe you should stop discontinuing your love for writing. Maybe you should do it. It took me so long, but man, is it good when you do what you really want to do. So tying it all into the whole like being your authentic self subject. So I have someone in my life and she does make content as well. I'm not going to mention her. I'm going to ask her first, like, oh, can I say what your name is, blah, blah. But I love her very much. She's a super amazing being and she already makes content on the internet. All right. And I was having a conversation with her and I was like, it's not working because you're not being your authentic self. It's not working because we're moving out of the dimension of surface level bullshit and we're going into like vulnerability and like, show me your heart, show me who you really are. And the reason that it doesn't work when you're not your authentic self is because we all have energetic receptors. Like, we're energetic beings, all right? So when you get a vibe from something, it's because you're receiving their energetic field, or you just, okay, sometimes maybe it's ego. Like, oh, well, this person seems like a bitch. And maybe it's just because your past trauma is talking, okay? But most of the time when your intuition tells you, like, I have a feeling about this person, or maybe you should leave this place, maybe you shouldn't go there, that's your intuition speaking. And it's for a reason. It's not always like a life or death situation, but it's just guidance. It's assistance. You don't have to take it. You don't have to listen to it. But the more that you listen to your gut, oh my God, it's good. So all this to say, people might not be aware of their intuition and their energetic receptors, but when they scroll on TikTok, there's a reason that they resonate with certain people more than others. Now, I'm not saying that, unfortunately, not everyone on social media is being their authentic self. They are being what they think they should be, and it looks good, and the perfect body, and the perfect house, whatever, which is totally fine. But I'd be so curious in seeing how it can skyrocket 10 times if they were who the fuck they really are. Like, you can have the perfect outfits and the perfect routine and the perfect this. No one wants that. No one wants that because it triggers a feeling of insufficiency. Oh, well, this person, listen, this is not happening on a conscious level. But if you start observing the background noise in your brain when you're scrolling on social media, you're going to observe that it sometimes makes you feel lesser than. And if, honestly, I made a video about this, if that's what you feel when you watch my content, please unsubscribe. Because I love you so much and I don't want you to watch my stuff and think, oh my God, she's so much better than me. She has so many things that I want. My only role here is to inspire you to fully be who you are. That is really my only goal. And I don't know why it makes me so emotional. I just feel so lucky that I get to do this because, like, I really want you to know that this is who I am. You know, I'm the most authentic ever. And I've always been this. And I had one experience in high school where I got in a fight with all of my girlfriends and shit. And then they were like, one told me, like, you're a hypocrite. And I was like, oh my God. Like, I will never give someone permission to call me a hypocrite ever again because it's not true. Show the world who you are. Like, I know you're scared maybe, and maybe you're not even scared. Maybe you're doing it and maybe it's not working. But here's the thing. The person that I love so much that already makes content on the internet, she was like, yeah, like, I want to like start making more TikToks and stuff, but like, I don't know what to do. And I was like, well, are you being yourself? And she has an amazing personality. She has such a warm laugh and she's so friendly and kind, you know? But when she turns on the camera, she looks like a fucking robot. When she turns on the camera, it looks like she's reading a script. And that might have worked in the past decade or so. It might have worked and maybe it still does work because whatever you put out is what you're going to attract. So if you don't put your authentic self out there, you might attract people who are not the most authentic versions of themselves as well. By being your authentic self, oh my God, your light shines so bright, because people are like, oh my God, what is that over there? Happening on an unconscious level. I'm not saying I'm perfect. I'm not saying it's, anyways, I'm trying to make disclaimers because I feel like I can hear people's thoughts. So I told this girl, I was like, you have such immense potential and you're sleeping on it because you were scared that it won't look good. You're scared that you're going to not be taken seriously. When you're authentic, you feel empowered. When you're empowered, no one can really step on you because you know who the fuck you are. Everything is a mirror. Yes, you might run into people who are like, oh my God, you're such a fake. But if you know you're not, it won't faze you. It won't faze you because most of the times when people bully us or, insult us, it's just a reflection of their own inner wounds. We send them love. We send them love. Like if someone comes at me with insults, I'm at a point, I love you. Like I've done this in my comments. I would read like hate comments or whatever, and I would just say, I love you. And they'd be like, what the fuck? She's crazy. Call me crazy, but I love you. What are you going to do next with that? So anyways, and then yesterday I was with her and I filmed her in a moment of just silly goofiness. Like I filmed her. I edited it in 2 minutes. I was like, look at this. And then she was like, oh my God. But it's like she was laughing. It cracked her up because she was funny in that video. But then she was like, oh my God, my makeup looks smudged. I look stupid. Like, do my arms look okay? I was like, post the damn thing. And then she texted me this morning and she's like, wow, I haven't gotten this many views and this much engagement on a video in like 4 years. People have energetic sensors. Yeah, that too. People have energetic sensors, whether they know it or not. Someone will resonate with you for who you are or what you're putting out there. The fastest way that you can get the things that you want is embodying who you really are. It is honoring yourself. It is cherishing yourself because everything starts with you. Honestly, when you understand everything is a mirror, you start prioritizing yourself. You start taking care of yourself. You start not looking on the outside as much. So let's say you have a conflict with someone. You stop being like, oh my God, this person is pissing me off. They're a fucking asshole. No. What about you? What about you? That's ego, that's separation. Stop tapping into it. It's trying to teach you something. So being your authentic self is truly the most freeing thing that you can do because the things that you want are going to be attracted to you whether or not you're looking for them. Like I'm not looking for the things that I want. The things are just kind of showing up for me. And the thing is, there's no manual to this thing. I can't tell you how to be yourself. It's like a feeling of like, and I don't know how to explain it. And I feel like I should maybe find a way. But for instance, me in high school, like with my group of girlfriends, there was always this one and she was mostly the leader. She always had her little minions behind her. And if she said something I didn't agree with, like I would speak up, but sometimes the others wouldn't. I don't know if they disagreed at all. But I was always the type of person like, yeah, I'll be in the crowd until the crowd does something I don't like and I'm not down and I'll get the fuck out. And I've always been this way. Like, we're all going out on Friday. I don't want to go. Why not? I don't want to go. Obviously, I've had experiences in the past where I didn't choose me and I was trying to people please. I was trying to like love bomb someone to make them feel really loved because my thing is I was raised by two beautiful, loving parents. Like I didn't miss out of much affection, I find. So I always was like, oh my God, I need to show everyone like how good it is. So with my friends, I would like give them the cutest little attentions. Like I remember I had a friend and it was her birthday and no one gave a shit. So I bought her flowers and I got her a card. Then I had another friend and she was broke living in an apartment she didn't like and she was lonely and it was Christmas. I bought her a fucking Christmas tree. I went above and beyond for the people that I saw like they needed love, but at my own expense. Like I was willing to sacrifice myself and to just, oh, here you go, here you go, here you go, here you go. And I got to a point where I was like, oh my God, I'm depleted. What the fuck? So that's when you understand everything starts with you. People feel bad for taking care of themselves. People feel guilty for choosing themselves because they grew up in a world where if you're a people pleaser and if you take care of everyone else on the outside, you're quote unquote like a better person, which is not true because when you overgive, it's actually because you have a trauma to receive, and receiving is the purest form of love because God wants to give you all the time. The universe, source, whatever you believe in, wants to give you all the time. But if you're always in the giving role and if you're never able to receive, then don't ask why the finances aren't coming. Don't ask why the opportunities aren't flowing. Would you even be able to take them? So it's a lot of like self-awareness and realizing these things. But when you're your authentic self, you're not doing it because, oh, I'm going to make money out of this. No. I feel good. I feel free. I feel playful. Oh my God, I'm channeling, like I'm being my inner child. What did they like to do? Oh my God, I like to do that too. How do you really want to dress? Like if it wasn't about money, if it wasn't about, is society going to like this? What are the trends? How would you want to dress? Because sometimes I look at women and their outfits and I'm like, wow, that looks so good. But it's not me. Like I don't actually get stimulated by that clothes. Like, yeah, it might look good, but it's not me. And my brother says, when you're shopping for clothes and you try something on, if it's not a fuck yes, it's a fuck no. Just side note, if ever you're like, oh my God, I can't decide if I want it, just, it's probably not the piece for you. Being the most authentic version of yourself can look very differently for different people. Like for some people that's speaking up, for some people that's being a little bit more quiet, you know? And I don't understand why it is so hard for people to be themselves, because I don't have the same programming and conditioning as everyone. But I do believe that at the root of it all, it is either fear of being seen, fear of being heard, fear of being judged. And it always goes back to our fucking childhood. Like, yeah, maybe your teenage and young adult years, but most of the time it's your fucking childhood. And where this is really tricky, it is stuff that you cannot even consciously remember. Like it's in your subconscious. Like it's a big ass library and the records are there, but if I ask you to go find them consciously, you cannot. But these patterns just want to be released. So they show up through experiences, through relationships, through triggering situations. And then you just blame it on the outside. You blame it on the outside. Like, oh my God, I can't believe this person talked to me like that. Oh my God, I can't believe this happened to me. Like, this is like, you know, whatever. People give so much meaning to the things on the outside when it is always just an experience for more awareness. And I'm not saying this to traumatize you and tell you like, yeah, you always have to be fucking aware and you always have to be on the lookout of like, oh my God, what is this trying to teach me? What is this? Oh my God, that guy looked at me like that. What is this trying? No. Are you just open-minded to being shown more parts of yourself, maybe a little bit deeper than before? Are you willing to open yourself? Are you willing to find out? Are you willing to discover what it actually feels to be yourself? Kind of circling back, I'm just very impressed at how things really work out perfectly, because in August, I feel like in August, last August 2023 is when I really decided to like commit full time to like posting on TikTok. And back then, like not like I wasn't that big, and I'm still not that big, but I feel all the love that I receive from you guys, you know, and I just feel so good about it. It's hard to explain. But anyways, when I decided to go full on creating content, being myself, obviously the ego's doing it for an outcome, right? You want to grow your following, you want maybe opportunities, but I just remember having fun. I just remember getting ideas for videos and like, oh my God, I have to film it now. I just remember being in the car and just filming. And it's fun. When you embody your authentic self, you're going to be a lot more happier. And yes, you might want things to change in your external life, but honestly, when you feel good on the inside, everything just kind of works itself out. If you're detached to the outcome of why you're doing something and you're doing it because you're passionate about it, it excites you. Maybe it won't excite you every single day, but you know that at the base of it, this is what you love to do. Maybe if you stop overlooking the parts of yourself that you think have no potential, most of the time that's where the gold is. I'm just in complete awe of how this life works, and how if you follow the breadcrumbs, you always make it to where you're supposed to be, and no amount of worrying or trying to control how and when it happens is going to do anything for you. It's normal. It's a normal human reaction to want to be in control and to know when and how it's going to happen. But there's so much magic that's unfolding every day. And it might seem very basic because we're so accustomed to this now. Like we're so accustomed to our daily, holy shit, you guys. We're so accustomed to our daily routines and all these things that we truly take for granted. And you must know this already, but life isn't about the big moments. I know you're really excited to either get a new car, move into a new house, get married, meet someone new because maybe you're like, I don't like my old partner. Whatever it is, whatever the big event that you are glorifying is going to be fun. But at the end of the day, you're going to shit on the same toilet. You're going to take a shit on like, I'm sorry, this is a really weird way to put it. But at the end of the day, you're going to do the same things that you're doing now. You're still going to have to brush your teeth. You're still going to have to wash your face. You're still going to have to wipe your bum. So I know we're glorifying these things that we think are going to absolutely change us, but the bliss is truly in the simplicity of it. So I guess I just wanted to reassure you that it's safe for you to be yourself now, no matter how much your brain is screaming for you not to do it. Your brain's only trying to protect you, all right? Your brain doesn't know any better. You have to beat the programming. For me lately, the programming that I've been releasing is truly towards my body because if you didn't know, I was overweight as a teenager and as a young adult, and it really affected me because, it literally contributed to all my unworthiness. And I feel like my brain sees me a certain way. And when I look at myself in the mirror, I'm like, oh my God, I don't look that bad. But my brain is like, no, you do. You really do. And I know that's kind of like, I don't know if it's body dysmorphia or whatever, but it's just been like reassuring. Like lately, what it's been is like, I have to tell myself, like, that's a lie. Like literally it's programming fighting for its life because you have to understand programming wants to stay alive in your brain. Programming does not want to be let go of because if programming is let go of, then it dies. You don't die. The programming dies. And then a new version of yourself is born. And that's actually what you want. So you have to be willing to go against the tide of the programming that's trying to run its course on you. So the programming of, no, you're not good enough. No, you're too fat for this. No, you have too much fat on your legs. No, this doesn't look good. No, why are you so confident? You can't be this confident. I'm not listening to you anymore. And eventually it dissolves and dissolves and dissolves. If you keep thinking the same thoughts, you keep reinforcing the same patterns. So if you don't want the same pattern, you gotta go the other way. And it's very difficult, right? Because like it's in our brain. So you wake up and you think the same thoughts as probably when you went to sleep or the day before. It's about becoming aware of your thoughts and changing it. Choosing not to think those thoughts anymore. Choosing not to reinforce the same identity of the person who isn't confident, doesn't want to be their authentic self. So anyways, I'm going to cut off the episode here, but you should really give it a shot if you're scared being your authentic self. And I don't know what that looks like for you, but fuck, I hope you tap into it and embody it no matter how scared you are. And I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. I, again, did not know what I was going to talk about, but it always flows. It always flows, and I'm very grateful that it does. So thank you for tuning in, and I hope you have a beautiful week. I hope you have an awesome rest of your day or evening or whatever. And I'll see you in the next episode. I love you. Thanks for watching.